Good evening, friends. Study with Apal Engineering and General Geology, Parvin Singh book. So, chapter 5 in geological work of a glacier. So, here topic morphological notes on glacial deposits, glacial moraine. Glacial moraines definitions. Glacial moraines may be defined as the localized accumulations of glacial debris, fragment of rock, sand, silt, and clay. That are found either on the body of an existing glacier or at various places along glaciated valleys of an extinct glacier. Source material making the moraines of existing glaciers are a heterogeneous mixtures of fragments, sediment, and particles supplied to the glaciers by the weathering of the valley. Walls and protruding cliffs. The moraines of extinct glaciers also include all those fragments and particles that the glaciers was capable of abrading and plucking during its lifetime. The morainic materials is most commonly unassorted and forms a tile type deposit. In some cases, the partial stratifications due to subordinate role of melt water is also observed. Type a number of glacial moraines are distinguished on the basis of their positions on the body of an existing glacier or along the glaciated valley of an extinct glacier. Following are common type of moraines. Lateral moraines, these are thin or thick stream of rock debris that generally is extend along the sides of glaciers or glacial valleys for variable distance. Medial moraines, whence two or more valleys glaciers meet and forms a piedmont glaciers. In the lower reach of valleys glaciers, their adjacent lateral moraines merge together to form a comparatively thick bond of debris running through the central region of the composite glaciers. These medial ridge of accumulations form the medial moraines. And moraines, these are formed as accumulations running across the glacial's body at its terminus or end. That is the place where the meltings of glaciers is so heavy that it cannot move ahead as a body of ice. These are also called terminal moraines. In the history of most of the glaciers as the of the past, the snow lines receded backwards in a series of steep snow lines was established every time at a higher altitudes. With the change in climate after a certain intervals of time, such glaciers would leave a series of terminal moraines during their recessions. Such and moraines, when considered together, are termed recessional moraines. Ground moraines, with the disappearance of a glacier's materials embedded along its base, is streams all over the surface of the bedrock or on the buried ground of the glacial valley. This may acquire considerable thickness in some cases. Heaps of such morainic materials spread irregularly over the floor of glacial valleys are termed as a ground moraine. Many glaciated valleys are full of such materials. So don't forget to make a diagrams. This is important for all exam, your class or competitions. So glacial deposits, EM means end moraines. Here indicate E erratics, OP outwash plains, GI and G first and G second are two valley glacials. LM lateral moraine, MM means medial moraine. Drumlins. These are typical slow unstratified drifted deposit forming small rounded hills up to about 2 km long, 500-meter wide and 200-meter high. So their longer axes are deposited parallel to the direction of flow of ice. Generally, these forms occur in groups and clusters of mounds in an overlapping fashion. So drumlin may be made predominantly of clay or of sand or of a heterogeneous mixtures of such materials. Cames. These are low stratified or layered hills occurring in isolated patch or in clusters. Cames are characterized with rounded outlines and steep slopes on side. They are commonly 30 to 50-meter heights. Their locations suggest that they have been formed by glacial water within or along the sides of glacier. It is believed that cames might have been formed either by the accumulations of debris by the streams formed from meltwater and flowing along the side of glaciers, or by depositions of debris by water into the cracks and creeks present in the body of glaciers. Eskers. These are narrow, long ridge of a poorly stratified drift with the steeply sloping sides of a zigzag outlines. In higher they may be as low as 2 meters and may extend for many kilometers, so trending roughly parallel to the flow of extinct glaciers. Sand and gravels are commonly the predominant material of the eskers. Silt and clays may also be present in subordinate quantities. Outwash plains. These are also known as wash plains or frontal aprons. These plains are irregularly stratified fluvio-glacial deposit consisting generally of coarse gravels near the upper end to fine clay at the lower reach. These are in many cases colicid, colicid or combined forms of a number of small alluvial plains laid down by glacial meltwater. Kettles. Many glacial deposits show development of depressions and knolls within their bodies or on their surface. These are termed as kettle holes or simply kettles and are formed by melting of blocks of ice that might have been entrapped within a deposit during the process of its deposition. Thank you.